Hello and welcome to Mendo Metal Podcast, episode number 5. For those of you who are just tuning into this podcast, just wanted to let you all know this is a podcast about basically the Mendocino County metal scene and the bands that helped to create it and pioneer into what it is now. And there's a lot of cool bands around here, and they deserve to have their story told because they've been doing this for a long time. And one of the killer bands from this area that I've actually talked about on a couple previous episodes is a band called Chained Existence with my brother here, Alejandro Yanez, and his brother, Gabe. They actually formed out in Fort Bragg, California, and have been really putting out some sick music for a long time. And both of them are just incredible musicians. And so, we have Alejandro with us today, and also Sam Lanyon, who has also worked with Alejandro as well. And Alejandro, we just wanted to, talk with you about basically like how did you very first get into music? What sparked your interest to play music and eventually get into metal? Just take us back, like, as far as you can go to when you were just like a little kid, any previous projects you were in, just anything music related that makes you who you are, man.
It's probably butt rock, dude. No, I'm not even joking. Joking. I mean, there's like a lot of music in my family too, but my dad and my uncle Manny, they used to play in this, like, it was a butt rock cover band, and I was like a little kid.
Wow.
I was probably like, that was like my earliest memories. I was like probably like 2 or 3, and they would be playing butt rock in the garage, playing
so
like
what
Judas
kind of bands?
Songs, like Judas Priest,
Okay.
just some Black Sabbath, like fucking like the old school metal stuff, and then also some, like, I think there was like some Motley Crue that they'd be playing also.
Nice.
And so that's why, like, I've always liked like that kind of shit, that that kind of stuff, like the party, like metal stuff, butt rock, dude,
Yeah, and, man, there's a lot of fun in that
just
style.
Just fucking ripping it, dude,
Yep.
So that, and there was just always a lot of music, like, with my family, like, a lot of Mexican music. Mariachi was like, I always really liked mariachi, as a kid. And I listen to it now, like here and there if I have free time. So there was like uncles that played guitar, like everyone played a guitar, it felt like, so, and just have like a few cousins that that play guitar. One of my cousins that was a guitarist was the guy who got me into the more extreme shit. He was from San Jose, he still lives there.
Okay.
And he came up, like, he would always come up and hang out, and he'd be like, oh, check out this band, because before then it was like the most brutal shit that I would liked was like Metallica or Slayer, and that was still brutal for me,
Oh yeah.
Like, Master of Puppets, fucking, or Rain and Blood, but then, like, he came out, he's like, no, dude, check this shit out, dude. And it was Morbid Angel, Death, Exhumed. Wow. And because Exhumed were from San Jose, so he was a San Jose guy, so he's like, oh yeah, these guys are from San Jose. So yeah, that's kind of how I got into a lot of the more brutal shit. And then after that, which is like, there were so many fucking bands, and there's like a lot of sick ones,
Yeah, that's definitely a jump going from like the Metallica Slayer type stuff into the death metal. I remember when I first heard, like Napalm Death, it sounded like Kermit the Frog vocals, and it was just something that I wasn't in tune with yet,
it sounds nutty at first, the voice especially, it's like, but it's like, now we don't want no singing in metal,
Yeah.
Most of us don't, like, if it's done right, I guess it's cool, but like, we like the death growls,
Yeah.
And then after that, like, I started really getting into, I was like 15, and I discovered black metal, and I really liked black metal, and like the vocal, I was always obsessed with the vocals, like, and I know, like, a lot of people, it's like people can either love it or hate it, especially even in the metal community with black metal. I noticed, like, I've had some friends, that were like, dude, that shit is like whatever, like, but I always liked it,
Yeah.
And then when I found out more like about like some of those fucking hella extreme dudes, you know, like in Norway, and I was like, oh shit, that's kind of cool because they're hella fucking crazy, dude. But I wouldn't do that, you know. But just like the ambient sound of it, you know. I was never good at low death growls, but I could do a black metal scream, you know. And that's where, like in the Future Ancient CP, Paul did all the low growls, and I did the more high pitched black metal kind of.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah. So and then just in metal, like, dude, like I was saying, like it's just like so many different kinds of metal, you know. But then during that time I was also starting to get into classical music. I did start doing classical guitar when I was about 15. Wow. And I was learning with my teacher Robert, who was a student of Segovia.
Oh wow.
And that opened a whole other world of music, you know. So it was like, obviously it was all the metal and all the butt rock and all that shit, you know, but then like I was really into the classical music. I got into it by mistake, dude. So I had this one teacher, and he was like, oh, you want to like get another teacher? Like, I already taught you everything I know. I'm like, what about classical music? I didn't know what classical guitar is. That's what I said. And he said, oh, I know a guy who teaches that. And he introduced me to my teacher. And then when I got in there, he was like, oh yeah, play me something, show me what you got, you know. And I played him, I think it was fucking some Chill in the Bottom.
Oh wow.
You know, on my nylon string guitar.
Oh, that's intense. That's technical stuff.
And it was like something from Hate Breeder. I think it was probably Silent Night, Bottom Night, because I was obsessed with the album. And then he's like, oh, it's pretty cool, you know, but you know, we don't play with picks here. And I was like, oh fuck, dude, like, oh shit, this is that hardcore shit, dude. And I was like, fuck, dude. I was like, dude, I don't know. Like, I remember I left that day. I was there for like over an hour, and I left, and I was like, man, do I really want to do this? But I was like, no, you know what? Fuck that. I'm gonna do this. It's gonna make me better. Like, I'll be able to write better metal, you know?
Oh yeah.
That was my mentality on it. But then I really got into it, and then like within 3 months, I'm like starting to learn Bach pieces, and then some I remember I started learning like some pretty technical shit right away within like the first fucking like 6 months. Really, I started learning this one song, La Leyenda, and that one was pretty hard. It was pretty advanced, like in for me especially, but I was able to pull it through. And my teacher was like, dude, you fucking like, you got it in you. So I kept with it, and I really just started getting into it more. And then the different kinds of classical music from like the different countries of the world, you know, European and then like Latin American. Then I really got into the Latin American classical music, and I'm still am. And then from there, then I was like really, my teacher started showing me some flamenco music, and I really got into Paco de Lucia, and then like Paco Peña. There was like some other flamenco guitarists, and that I really got into, and also just like fucking kind of like the flamenco jazz that came in a little later, like still in high school. I remember because my brother was all about the jazz, you know, and he still is, obviously. And his jazz like mentor, who passed away, Richard Cooper, he was a fucking awesome guy. He was good friends with my classical teacher, so they were like they're older guys, and you know, so he's like, oh, you're a student of Robert, so he really liked me just because I was a student of Robert. And that guy introduced us into a lot of flamenco jazz. And wow. This is one guy that I'm obsessed with, his music, Chano Dominguez. And he did like a whole album fucking of all Paco de Lucia songs. It's 10 songs of Paco de Lucia, and he remade them in his own version, but they still have like obviously the same like movements of like the melodies and all that, you know, oh, it's Paco's song. And but then he did it where they all start soloing, like they have their own measures of soloing, and they come back to the fucking the signature sound. And dude, it's really cool shit, dude. And then some Brazilian jazz stuff, like jazz fusion. This is another guy that I was really fucking into, Hermeto Pascoal.
Okay.
And like I'll send you the names of these guys on some of the albums, like at least like a song like they shred, dude. You know, because some of it's more easy laid back, but it's all fucking hard. Like, it's crazy. You know,
that's cool
way of thinking. But yeah, I'm going off. But Yeah,
no, that's cool, man.
no.
I mean, this is the stuff that makes you who you are.
I
Exactly.
want to hear about this as well. That's why I'm like, keep going.
Yeah, dude, fucking yeah, Channel Dominguez, man. That guy fucking inspired me so much. Like his some of his like the flamenco jazz has been a big inspiration for me, especially like with Future Ancients, like the stuff that I'm writing with it. Obviously, I'm doing the like putting in tech death and a little bit of fucking black metal, like black and death or whatever you want to fucking call it. And some people say gent, you know, that I put it, but I don't consider that. I consider it more like putting in some Meshuggah shit, you know.
Yeah,
I don't like to get categorized as gent.
It's got a very original
let's
sound.
not
man.
do the math.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
that stuff is insane sounding, man. I can really hear the flamenco influence on it and the Latin vibe going on, which I really appreciate. I've always thought that style melded well with metal. It because it has the technicality that metal needs, you know, like
Exactly.
if you listen to a band like Atheist or
Oh, dude, Atheist. You're the one that showed me Atheist back in the day, dude.
yeah, totally, man.
I still remember that.
Well, you've actually taken it even a step further, man. Listening to the Future Ancient stuff that you and Sam did. I mean, it's the vibe that you guys created.
Sam helped out so much, dude, with like the fucking drums. Like he sent me the drums, like when he did all that, and I was like, dude, it sounds already sick. Like I don't think you need to change anything.
Yeah,
right. Sam? I was like fucking like, dude. I was like, dude, this shit's sick, dude. You know. Like it sounded even better than what I thought it would sound with like with the drums. Obviously, you know, I did all the guitar and all that, but
yeah, like, and I love some of the percussion that's going on in that. Like it sounds like you know the dancers, like
there's some Latin percussion in there.
Oh yeah, put in there.
It sounds really cool, man.
I put in a congas ensemble, a couple of bongos. There was a lot of Latin percussion in there, and it was something I was paying like $20 a month for from East West Sounds, and there was a lot of there was like different percussions from, you know, all over the world. No offense to East West, but it was poorly sampled. But
it sounds fucking
happened
it
happened to work very well. Like the Latin percussion samples were actually turned out to be timeless. So
yeah.
So it worked very well for, you know, the color that Alejandro was trying to go for. And that's another thing was I'm glad he says that the drums were sick, because for like 3 or 4 months it was all just in the comfort of my paranoia.
How it's gonna sound?
Yeah, or how it was gonna turn out. I'm like, whatever, just, you know, hand it to him, see what he thinks.
But sometimes that kind of pressure can you know, you can get a good effect, or, you know, a good result, so to speak, you know, by having a little bit of pressure on you like that, like a little bit of self-consciousness or whatever, can kind of like make you examine it from an outside perspective, kind of.
Right. And I was also studying at the time. I was studying to better my own mixes for my own material. So there was just a little bit more, you know, pressure, because there was a production in my head, but I didn't know how to get there. So I was studying to try to get there.
Yeah.
It actually turned out a lot better than I anticipated. So.
Oh man, that stuff is insane. In fact, I want to see if I can maybe try to fucking play a little bit on here so people can.
Yeah, let me go grab a beer now. I'm thirsty for a beer now.
Okay, yeah, grab it, man. I'm gonna queue up some music here and see if I can play some for the people here. Yeah, so I just wanted to play a little bit of that, but that kind of gives people an idea of the fucking awesomeness with the percussion and the Latin vibe that Alejandro has going on.
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, man, it's fucking super insane stuff to listen to.
Say hi to Snowy, guys.
Hey, what's up, Snowy?
What's up, Snowy? Hey, come on, Snowy.
Oh man, that dog's too cute, dude.
Yeah, I'd like to give a shout out to the other people involved with that project who helped out with it.
Oh yeah, dude, fucking yeah, it was like a whole team effort, man. It was really cool. I was like really thankful, like obviously for Sam helping me out a lot, and then like the other people that came along and they helped out, like it was like fucking, they didn't have to, but they did, and I thought that was really cool. I mean, it meant a lot for me, and I learned a lot with Sam, like on how to like record and all that shit. Recording, fucking with your computer by yourself, obviously, no pressure.
Oh yeah, and that's he
showed a lot. Like I'm doing that a lot now on my own, obviously on my computer at home. But I mean, I can't write no fucking drums like how he wrote them on that, but
yeah.
But everything else, like, I mean, I'm able to at least map out my songs, and like fucking put all my string instruments in there, so, and able to write more, just fucking focus on like whatever I want to do and not thinking about forgetting this riff or whatever, because I'm always fucking making some new shit up. I mean,
yeah,
that's
useful to have. Yeah, that's extremely useful to have. And I think you guys should keep that up, man, because it actually sounds super fucking original. But I haven't really heard. Like I said, Atheist is the only thing I could really refer to, but even that is
it's a little different still. You're right. Yeah.
It's like more in a thrashy, primitive, kind of state. Whereas, you've taken it in this complete, like, almost like tech death meets, Latin music type vibe.
Exactly, dude. That's exactly what I want to do, dude. And then obviously the middle track is like a synth wave song. It's like a 1980 synth wave, with like a shred guitar, that one in the middle that connects the first song and the last song. And that was my buddy Matt, who was actually he ended up learning the drums of the feature ancients that Sam did.
Oh wow!
He's still like, dude, that's just fucking nuts, But he was able to do almost like everything.
Damn.
But we've been
I'm confident he's got it. He's got an imagination.
Matt. That Matt does?
Correct.
Yeah. Oh, dude, he's fucking. He's another. You should check out one of his projects, Austin.
Okay.
Fucking Effluence. I actually did a few guest solos on it. It's right up your alley, dude. You dig it. It's nice. It's like fucking. He calls it free death.
Is he local?
Yeah, dude. He's a fucking Mendo guy. He's from Mendocino. But the thing is, okay, so he moved away. We're like around the same age. And he moved away, but my brother always knew him because he was a jazz guy, total fucking jazz guy. He didn't play death metal. And then my brother fucking knew him because my brother was obviously he was a metal drummer. Then fucking started becoming more jazz. So that's how they knew each other. So like my brother got all of the gigs after he moved away. My brother started playing with the guys I mentioned earlier, Richard Cooper, and then this other guy, Francis Vanek, who's a badass motherfucker. I love that guy. And he's a saxophone player. And
oh, cool.
So they just so my brother became the jazz guy. He moved away and got into fucking death metal. He was like fucking getting into Decrepit Birth, and then started getting into all this, more metal shit. Apparently, Paul was the guy who was shown, because Paul knew him too because of the jazz scene, or like what if you want to call it a jazz scene, but they knew each other from like playing at Headlands, I think. And yeah, he fucking got. I guess Paul was the one showing him all these metal bands. That's what Matt told me, but I never knew Matt. And then he moved back like right when Sam was almost finishing up the drums for one of the songs, for the last song on the EP. I remember that because he was finishing it up and he sent me. He's like, "Hey, what do you think of this?" And right when he sent me that, like in around a week later, fucking my brother was over at my house with Matt and some other guys, and they were like playing jazz, like jazz fusion. And I'm like, hey, wait, dude, aren't you the dude who plays drums? He's like, yeah. He's like looking at me all weird. I'm like, dude, are you a death metal guy still? And he goes, yeah. Yeah, I think he thought I was weird. And then, like, dude, fucking, we should play sometime, dude. Fucking, he goes, oh, you still play? Fuck, okay, yeah, dude. All right, you know. And then we got together like within a few days, and if we fucking just click it off, dude. And then he really liked what me and Sam did. And he was like, dude, yeah, fucking, he started learning the drums on that. And then we started playing that. And then we would just like improv and, you know, we hit it off really good. He's always basically doing something musical. So he's a really cool guy.
He's got a lot of talent for sure.
Wow. Do you think you guys might do Future Agents live possibly, or?
We want to. We definitely want to. The thing is, I don't have another fucking guitarist. So I would probably have to go through. That's how we jam when we jam. I have
have Sam do it.
Yeah, that would be sick, dude. That would be sick. That would be sick. I mean, I don't want to like. I remember hearing Sam saying like, I feel selfish showing other people my music, like, you know, like to play my songs, like, and then I feel that way too.
Maybe you guys could play each other's songs like all in one set list or something.
Dude, yeah, I wouldn't mind learning his stuff, dude, but it seems pretty hard.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no shit.
I mean, I know like my shit's hard too, but his is so he's fucking dude, you're like from somewhere else, fucking Sam.
Oh man, both you guys are next level, man. Like, you know, I'm the old dude just trying to keep up, man.
Oh, dude, I want to say something, dude. Congratulations again on the unique leader.
Oh, thanks, man.
Yeah, I want to say it in person. I know I've messaged you, but yeah, congrats, dude, on that. That's fucking awesome. That's like a fucking one of the top labels, and
yeah, I'm stoked, man.
Get on there. That's fucking sick, dude. You guys
got to dude.
I'll be going to that show. Tajani's
cool.
gonna be playing too, right? So
yep. Yeah, those guys are really good live. I can't, you know, Nate, the guitar player, I did a podcast with him too, actually the episode before this one. And
how you guys figured it out? I was trying to find it.
Yeah, well it's on Spotify.
Oh, okay.
But I'm gonna be uploading it to YouTube here shortly.
Okay. Yeah, I was trying to look it on YouTube. Yeah, that guy's fucking sick.
And it's been a few weeks since I, you know, have done a podcast, but it's definitely something, you know, that I'm gonna continue doing. It's just I have to, you know, be able to. I got to balance it out with family life and all that stuff too.
Oh yeah, dude, totally.
But yeah, man,
this is just for fun, dude. This is for fun.
It is, you know.
It's because we love it, dude. You know, we're not gonna fucking make money off of this shit, you know.
And you know, it's like all of us. Yeah, and all of us are, you know, of course, we're busy with life and music and, you know, whatever comes along. So it's like we don't get a chance to hang out regularly. So this is a way, you know, that we can all fucking just talk about metal and the Mendo scene and you know, like I also wanted to tell you, man, like I've always fucking, you know, cared for and appreciated your music, man, since the very fucking beginning. Since I very first met you, dude, you've always had it.
Yeah, I remember that when I first met you. Fucking yeah. That's when I met all you guys from like fucking. You're the first person I ran into, and then fucking you introduced us to fucking who was the one band? What was the name of them with like Rob and
Skinner? It was Mendo Side.
Mendo Side, yeah. But what was the other name? That they
Hallucinate.
Oh, Hallucinate. Yeah, I remember that. There was I don't know. There was like a few bands, dude. I remember we played with one of the bands, you know, and fucking yeah, with Rob, and then that's when I first met Rob, and we kicked it off like fucking. Everyone was just friends right away, dude, and it was cool.
Oh yeah, we all did, you know.
It was cool that fucking other people were like us, like, you know, because it was only like it was only in that time. Yeah, when I was in high school when I met you, I was 17. And yeah, and I remember the only guys that were fucking like metal, like over here in Fort Bragg and around our age was me, Paul, Pookie, my brother. So like like fucking 4 people.
Yeah, that's the thing is you guys always had your own you know, like we were kind of over here in more of the inland, but you guys had your own thing also going on the coast.
There's a lot more people though in the inland. Yeah. There were a lot more that were into fucking death metal, and I was like, dude, this is sick, you know. Well, and then Robin, you know, we met Robin. Robin was fucking Dude, that guy was like fucking. When we heard him death growl one time, the way he joined the group, we heard him death growl one time, and I think he was wearing a Cannibal Corpse shirt. We're like, dude, you want to be a vocalist? You look like a fucking superhero. You know?
Dude, that guy has a super deep voice, man. He's got a great voice. He's like that Phil Anselmo kind of tone when he talks.
Oh yeah, he is. Yeah. So I'm gonna kick your ass. I don't know. If I can. So what an asshole! I can't believe he said that to my face and not behind my back. You know, so some of his weird sayings, but yeah, he fucking has that low tone. You know.
Yeah, totally. That guy's an animal live too, man. He was always.
I actually just started a project with him and Pookie, just for fun.
Oh yeah.
And then my buddy Jeffrey, he's a younger kid who had been teaching since he was 13. They were paying for lessons. His parents were for him. They wanted to find him a guitar teacher, but he wanted to learn how to shred. So I was teaching him raking and all that fucking shred shit. And then now I don't teach him anymore. Fucking, he just joined the band. You know, he's 18. And I'm like, fuck, dude, I've been teaching you for a few years. They just join our band. You're good enough now.
There you go.
That's sick, man. You've definitely been making some sick fucking music, and the show that I'm doing, Mendo Metal Podcast, it only because I'm not a official paying member of Zoom yet. I'm only allowed to do like 40 minutes at a time that it lets me record for some reason. So I do have to wrap it up, unfortunately.
There's only like 9 minutes left.
Yeah, but
I see that.
But and we'll do like a part 2 in the future too, because you've got some killer fucking interesting stuff going on.
Yeah, I could go forever right now. I didn't let no one else talk.
No, this is exactly
talk about too. There's a lot more to your story that we have.
Oh, there is.
Oh yeah.
And and Chained Existence is its own story.
We definitely get into that, dude, because I was I could talk a little bit about it if you want me to right now.
For sure, yeah.
So we started that band around the time when I fucking met you. Probably like a year before, because I think I was like 15 or 16 when we started that, but we were like changing the name, and then it's just like the Chain Existence. Like I was like 16, and my brother was like, "Oh, it's Chain Existence." He named it, and then we're like, "Okay, that's cool." I'm horrible at making names. I just like to make music, you know.
Yeah.
And we started doing that, and Paul was with us, so it was like us three, and me and Paul originally used to do vocals. I would do like the high pitch, or I would do kind of like a Sepultura, old school Sepultura style, like from the fucking 80s, you know.
That's sick.
And almost low growl, but it's still kind of thrashy, you know.
Hell yeah! I always thought Sepultura was death metal, you know.
Yeah, it is death metal. The early shit is death metal. With a thrash vibe a little bit, you know.
For sure.
But so we're like that, and then we met Robin. You know, he was like growling. And he like didn't really want to join us right away. He was like, "I'll think about it." That's what he would say. And then we were like really drunk one night, and we ran into him again at Denny's because we already got hungry, you know.
Late night at the Denny's after a show. Hell yeah.
Yeah, we show up and we see Robin over there in the corner in his leather jacket. He looks just like he looks like Batman or something, dude, you know. He looks like a superhero. And he always says, "I'm not Batman. I'm Robin."
I'm Robin.
Oh shit!
Like, okay, well, and dude, I never laughed so hard on that one. But
I love Robin.
Yeah, then we're like, dude, you want to join our band? He's like, yeah, let me see. Here, write your number down. Yeah, we're like hyping him up, dude. You're hella sick. Just come in. And he was just kind of like, yeah, I'll think about it. Like he wasn't really enthusiastic about it. And then one day again, we run into him again at Denny's, and he goes, dude, I'm down to join the band. And
wow.
He came over, and when he came over to Death Growl, we picked him up like in an alley, and he's all dressed up in a suit.
Whoa.
Yeah, like what the fuck? He looked like a businessman in a briefcase. And he opens up his briefcase and he pulls out and he starts drinking fucking Wild Turkey. He's like fucking so trippy. He was in a fucking nice fucking, and he comes over and he just starts fucking, we hit it off. And we're like, dude, you're in the band. And then after that, he started writing lyrics and all that. And obviously, like, in that time it was like fucking 2006, I want to say. And you know, fucking we're like, oh, what we're gonna sing about, you know, and we were like, oh dude, like all those fucking conspiracy videos that fucking Marcos likes to see. One of our buddies, he was obsessed with all that shit, like, oh, it's all fucked up, you know. But now that shit, it's all trendy now. Yeah, I like back at Channing Tatum, like, dude, we were like talking about all that shit before it was like all trendy and shit, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, we want to sing about that now. I feel like if we were to do Channing Tatum now, I don't think we'd be singing about none of that shit.
What's the future ancient stuff about?
The future ancients is more about like so Xipe Totec, the first song, the starts flamenco. That one's about an Aztec god. And it's Paul wrote the lyrics. So like again, I'm horrible at fucking writing names. I didn't even make up the name Future Ancients. That's my brother made that one up.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm like, hey, can I use it? And he's like, I don't know, dude. I made it up. You know, so I think he's like, yeah, you can use it. You know, and I started to tease his little brother, but yeah. So Paul wrote the lyrics to Xipe Totec, and fucking it was about an Aztec god, and he's like, dude, I think it would be cool because this guy like rips off the fucking skin off of one of the daughters of this other a chief, or like back in like the Mesoamerica, ancient Mesoamerica, and like he fucking like gives it to the Mexica people, and the Mexica people who are the Aztecs. Yeah, that's what they were called, the Mexicas. Okay. And yeah, that's where the name Mexico comes from. Mexico is the Mexicas.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So they get that daughter, the Mexica people, and they give it to their fucking to the priest who is Xipe Totec, the god of he's actually the god of the spring. So what he does, he rips her up. It's like a gory story, dude. So he rips her up and puts on her fucking like skin on him.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and it's like
that's definitely a death metal story, dude. That's perfect.
Like, we gotta do this, dude. It's sick.
Central American Mexican Buffalo Bill.
Oh yeah, no, that's sick, dude.
Dude, so yeah, Paul was like, dude, you're Mexican, fucking, you gotta use this. It's gonna be sick. I'll write the lyrics. I'm like, all right, and then I just organized it to how the patterns were gonna go, and then he did the low growls, and I did the high pitch and the chants, the Meshuggah chants. I did that.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and yeah, and then the middle song is no lyrics. The last song is Subcutaneous Literation, which is it's based off the Books of Blood.
Okay.
From wasn't the guy who wrote Hellraiser?
Clive Barker.
Clive Barker, yeah.
Yeah.
And Paul's obsessed with Clive Barker, so. And I like fucking the movies. I don't really read books. I mean, I'm all about.
Oh, dude, my I am too, and my girlfriend Emmeline as well, man. She's big time horror fanatic, dude. So she's got me fully immersed in the black metal right now, and the goth, and all the crazy movies and shit. So it's like she's putting me through the ringer right now. So, yeah, man.
It's fun, dude. It's entertaining.
Oh man, I love it. Yeah. I love it. I went to a black metal show recently, man, and I really enjoyed it. Yeah, it's kind of believe it or not, I'm just now getting into black metal when I probably should.
You weren't really into it when I first met you.
Yeah. And now I'm understanding it. I'm getting it, man. Yeah, it's cool, dude. And
shows are cool. I've been to a few of them. I remember. It's been a while though, but I remember like being in the back. It was I think it was at Slim's in San Francisco. Oh, and wow. I think it was like it was a band from Norway. I forgot their it starts with number. It's the name of a year. Forget the name of the band, but they're really black metal, spitting fire. But I was just in the back of the fucking show, hella drunk. Yeah, those guys.
Oh yeah.
And I was just in the back. I was hella drunk, and I kept going the whole time. By the end of the show, but like really loud. By the end of the show, dude, my voice was fucking shot.
Hell yeah, that's the kind of metal injury you want to sustain from a show like that, man. That's fucking sick. Well, hey guys, we're getting near the ending time here, but dude, it's great talking with you guys, and I hope to do this more. And hell yeah, man.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, we'll consider this episode 5, and talk to you guys soon, man.
Sounds good, awesome.
Hell yeah, bro. Fucking